Hello, I'm Reverend Heather Miner. I'm pastor at North Long Beach Christian Church, a member of the Christian Church's Disciples of Christ. 5 years ago, a group of our leaders from North Long Beach Christian Church met to create a mission statement. We prayed and we talked and we crafted and we sang, and in the end, we came out with our mission is North Long Beach Christian Church invites you into the service of all that God is and calls you to be. So our mission is to call you into mission. We believe that when you serve, you see God. It is part of our experience here in this urban community. We have people come to our food pantry during the week and they often ask, "What can I do to help you around here?" Some come cradling their pets, happy to be caring for a living thing. And still others will bring their friends or people they've just met saying, "Come on, I can help you. I know a place that can help you have enough for this week." They need to be of use to God. This matches my experience over the years I have served. I received a word long ago back in my seminary days. It was my last semester there, and that semester I had no other jobs but to go to school, and that just did not suit me. New Haven has its fill of underserved communities, and children like to give. And so in my head, I matched these two things. And God led me to ask the professors and some of the other students to help me bring up 50 young people so that we could create comfort kits for those who were in their neighborhood themselves and then for others in the world. It became clear to me during that time that beyond the human need for food and shelter and safety, there is another equally important need, and that is the need to give. To give is to live. Now, Paul expands our thinking on what it means to be of service to God. He doesn't talk about giving people physical things. He does talk a lot about our spiritual gifts, which God gives to you and me so that we may use them to build up one another and the beloved community of God. 1 Corinthians 12 is the chapter where you hear most about the spiritual gifts. And he writes, "To each is given the manifestations of the Spirit for the common good. To one is given through the Spirit the utterance of wisdom, and to another the utterance of knowledge according to the same Spirit. To another faith by the same Spirit. To another gifts of healing by the one Spirit, and to another the working of miracles, to another prophecy, to another the discernment of spirits, to another various kinds of tongues, to another the interpretation of tongues." Here Paul reveals how the Spirit works through different people differently. What you bring to the faith community will be different from what your brother or sister in faith brings to the community. Each of us have different spiritual gifts. A calling includes the use of your spiritual gifts. And it includes all the other aspects of who you are and are becoming. It includes your family background. It includes your past experiences and your present situation. And it includes the need that is all around you. You see, each of you is uniquely created by God. And your gifts are continually being honed by God, not so you can sit on a shelf and look pretty, but so you can be of use. And so I invite you today into the service of all God is and calls you to be. Listen to these words from Ephesians chapter 4, verses 1 through 6. They capture the spirit of Paul. I, therefore, the prisoner in the Lord, beg you to lead a life worthy of the calling to which you have been called, with all humility and gentleness, with patience, bearing with one another in love, making every effort to maintain the unity of the Spirit in the bond of peace. There is one body, one Spirit, just as you were called to the one hope of your calling, one Lord, one faith, one baptism, one God and Father of us all, who is above all and through all and in all. Thanks be to God. Amen. There were times when Paul was put into prison, and even there, he continued to be of use to God. The Greek word for prisoner, desmios, has its first meaning to be bound. So the apostle and those who followed the apostle Paul's example are bound to the Lord. Now, you remember last week he was falling on his knees. We had this picture of the apostle falling on his knees so that we might know all the fullness of God. And this time, he who is bound to the Lord he begs that everyone who hears the word will, you can read it with me, live a life worthy of the calling to which you have been called. The word beg suggests the hurts. It hurts the apostle's heart when he sees those he's baptized living too small. And I recognize that hurt. It hurts a pastor when her people stop trying to live. For to give is to live. And I have to answer a call.